The market's down. Everything keeps crashing. It's time to sell all of our crypto. It is time to sell all of our crypto. We're going to 3K. That's what they want you to believe. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel for another one. Real quick, if you haven't done so, please make sure you smash those likes and hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell so you'll be notified any and every time I post another video. I would never sell. When there's blood in the streets, that's when you buy more. I'm not a financial advisor, so please do your research. I'm just here to help you connect the dots. But look, everybody, the crypto market is down. This is the worst since 2020. It's getting close to the 2018 market. I do not believe we are in a bear market. However, I do believe that this market is being manipulated, and it's been manipulated extremely bad. Look, we got Bitcoin at 27,996. When I woke up earlier, it was close to 26K. Right now we have Ethereum at, look at that, 1,918. Look at this. This is absolutely insane. XRP is down 25% at 36 cents. We got Cardano also at 44 cents. That is a steal. Tell you what, probably this weekend, if you don't tell my wife about it, I'm probably going to get maybe a little bit more, probably a little bit more Cardano, but just don't tell her about it. But she's probably actually listening right now. I'm telling you, folks, it is a steal. I mean, that is passive income. Let me tell you, I'm going to be getting some more. And I believe there's still 73% of all of ADA that is currently staked up, not locked up, but staked. But that is a steal. Look at this. I mean, everything is just down in the high 20s. And, of course, Terra is back up. But I keep telling you, folks, they want you to believe that that we're in a bear market, and they want you to believe that it's time to sell. I can't tell you what to do, but I'm just letting you know right now. I know what I hold, and you need to know what you hold. But moving on, as you know, the market is down, and it is down a lot. However, a new TA, a recent TA from Cointelegraph is believing that that the reason why the market is completely down, which we know, is because Terra Luna and the Terra stablecoin. However, analysts believe that we could be going down further, and if we do go down further, guess what? Your boy's gonna be buying more. Now, I know that we talked about this, and this is still something that we still need to talk about. You guessed it, Coinbase's disclosure. Coinbase's disclosure, for those that don't know, if you don't know, I'm going to tell you, but if you know, I'm still going to tell you, because it is really important that pretty much this disclosure that Coinbase has listed pretty much said that if they were to go bankrupt, any crypto asset that's on their platform could be seized by the government for bankruptcy, and it could be handed over to them, and we will be considered general unsecured creditors. That is kind of just like what happened at Mt. Gox. Mt. Gox was, what was it, insolvent, where they didn't have any money, or they claimed that they was hacked and they didn't have any money, and all of their crypto was completely gone. And now the people who actually had their Bitcoin on Mt. Gox are still fighting for that to this day. It's kind of something like that. But I'm telling you, folks, just please, if you have your crypto on a Coinbase or a Binance US or a Voyager, please, it is very imperative that you get that off. And if you don't know where to get that off of and how to switch that, it is very important that you actually get it on a ledger. Now, I'm not an affiliate with Ledger yet, but if you hear me Ledger, I'll be happy to do your products. I love Ledger. I have all things Ledger, but I have other hardware wallets, but I haven't found any hardware wallet that is comparable to the Ledger products. It's easy. It's simple. If you use Coinbase as your first exchange, you need to have Ledger as your first and only crypto hardware wallet. I'm telling you, folks, Ledger is amazing. And if you don't know what a hardware wallet is, a hardware wallet is simply a physical device that allows you to generate your password phrases, that allows you to transact with your crypto on the blockchain. If you lose your private keys or your private seeds that's generated from Ledger, then you cannot get your crypto. That is a risk of getting a hardware wallet, but a risk of also having your crypto on an exchange is this disclosure right here. If something were to happen to that exchange, you will lose your money, not your keys, not your coin. And the only way you can get your keys is if you get a hardware wallet. This is what a hardware wallet looks like, folks. I have this hardware wallet right here. I have the Ledger Nano X. Now, the Ledger Nano X is a little bit more costly than the Ledger Nano S Plus, but I'm still thinking about getting the Ledger Nano S Plus because just like women have multiple purses, women have multiple wallets, we have multiple wallets also as well, multiple backpacks, multiple gloves for lifting weights. All of that, we have multiple. So why not have multiple crypto wallets just in case something happens to it? And if you lose your hardware wallet and you still have your private keys safe, all you got to do is buy another one, because it is very important. Because what you don't understand is that having this disclosure come up, and I know we went over this before, but I can't stress the fact enough for newcomers coming in and they say, okay, well, Coinbase is FDIC insured. I think it's up to 250,000. That still doesn't matter. If something were to happen, then you won't have that money. But anyways, I've said my 2 cents on this again. I'm going to continue to preach about it until I'm blue in the face of what we got going on. But breaking news on Twitter. Australia's first Bitcoin ETF is listed today. And this is really great because amongst the FUD, the fear, uncertainty, and doubt, and amongst the market bleeding, excuse me, this is something that we really need to be hyped up about, because the US of A, the good old US, has not done this yet. Everybody is adopting a Bitcoin spot ETF but the US. And we don't know why. Well, we know why. And the reason why that the US hasn't done a Bitcoin spot ETF is because the banks do not like Bitcoin. They do not. And for those that don't know what a spot Bitcoin ETF, I just want to briefly discuss it. A spot Bitcoin ETF would trade based on the price of Bitcoin as opposed to futures ETFs, which is what the US have. We have a futures ETF. That's a futures ETF for Bitcoin is a cash settled fund that does not use Bitcoin to settle. But like the futures ETF, which trades based on price of Bitcoin futures are a little bit smaller market than the spot Bitcoin and aren't directly correlated to the price of Bitcoin like Australia's first Bitcoin ETF is. So the banks and the SEC believes that we do not know how to handle our money, but we do know how to handle our money. And it's only a matter of time when a Bitcoin ETF actually comes about. And speaking of Bitcoin ETFs, guess what just happened? Maybe a week or a few days ago, Grayscale met privately with the SEC last week in an attempt to persuade agency to approve its Bitcoin ETF. And that, my friends, is how we do it. Grayscale has been trying so hard to get a Bitcoin ETF. It's unbelievable. There's a lot of investment firms that have been trying to get a Bitcoin ETF, but for some reason the SEC keeps denying them. And one of the SEC commissioners themselves is actually saying that it's actually due time and past time for a Bitcoin ETF to be here. So what's the reason why? What's the reason? We need to actually get behind that and try to figure out why a Bitcoin spot ETF has not been done, because Bitcoin has been around for almost 11, almost 12, 13 years now. And it is insane on the reason why a Bitcoin spot ETF has not been done. But I can guarantee you, sooner or later, once the walls fall down, the walls fall down. And I know that they are afraid They are afraid of actually making and approving a Bitcoin spot ETF in the US, because once the blueprint is laid out for that first spot ETF, all they're going to do is copy the paperwork from what the first investment firm did. And then they're going to have to say yes to all of them. Because if they say no to the second one, they're going to be like, well, we just copied the same work for the first one. Why didn't you approve that one? That's going to cause a trickle effect. And we all know that with the Bitcoin spot ETF, or what I just explained to you just a few moments ago, if it's going to be settled in Bitcoin every single day, the volume is going to be tremendous. Right now, if Grayscale actually gets completed, I want to say, what does it do? 8 billion. It'll be transaction in 8 billion a day, and that's a lot. But once other Bitcoin spot ETFs get approved, that's gonna be tremendous. Let me tell you, I'm all for Bitcoin spot ETF. I don't believe, and I stand to this day, that we don't need a Bitcoin spot ETF for Bitcoin to succeed, because Bitcoin was 20,000 back in 2017. Bitcoin was 50,000 back in 2019. 2019 Bitcoin. No, 2020 Bitcoin was about 50,000. 2021 Bitcoin was about 70,000. So no, we do not need a Bitcoin spot ETF, but just imagine what would happen if there was a Bitcoin spot ETF. All right, everybody, that will do it for me for today. Please make sure you hit the like and the subscribe button and click that notification bell so you will be notified any and every time that I post another video. As always, stay focused, stay locked in. Peace.